several of those inside low kicks.
Welcome back, UFC fans, and in particular the women's division for the UFC. And as I promised, this is part 2 of UFC 261 coverage, where I mentioned I would cover the co-main events for the women's. And we're kicking off here, as you just saw there, Rose Namajunas had a brutal KO against Zhang Weili in the first opening round of UFC 261 for the strawweight title. As a result, she's now the two-time champion, and it's her second reign, which started in a similar fashion back in 2017. If you remember, guys and girls, when she was the underdog to the then champion Joanna Jedrzejczyk, I can't pronounce that, just Joanna, and obviously she shocked us all by winning with a first round knockout there, and she did the same again on UFC 261 with that jaw-dropping head kick, which was only in the 1 minute 18th of the first opening round. Coming into this fight, and actually just before it kicks off for the first round, you see here in this video that's coming up, Rose is actually, you know, chanting to herself like a mantra, I am the best, I am the best. And she knew she was the best. And this type of positive self-talk is very powerful in psychology, especially for athletes. And, you know, it's interesting, like she's telling herself she's the best, she knows she's the best. And she went in there and she certainly showed us that she was the best, despite obviously Zhang being a very powerful foe, you know, a very powerful opponent. She really did show her up, to be honest. First round, obviously, there was a couple of early flurries that got it started, but we saw that Namajunas very quickly started to unleash that lightning quick power and that head kick, which obviously sent Zhang straight to the floor. Now, Zhang was like saying, you know, I wasn't out, you know, to the ref, you know, you judged too quickly, you called me off too fast. But it was quite obvious to see that when she was on the floor, she wasn't defending herself, because Rose was, you know, went in to finish her off basically, and there was no response there. Watching back a few times myself, and obviously anyone else who's seen the fight, you can see that Zhang was hurt, and she was eating the shots from Namajunas, so there wasn't any defense on the ground. So I agree with the ref's call, and it was a fantastic head kick. I mean, such precision and accuracy and power. She just fell to the floor like a ton of bricks or a sack of potatoes. So so impressive from Rose. She's such an amazing athlete, really impressive, and she's actually now become the first female athlete to retain a title twice. So fair play to her and well done. Hopefully she'll hold on to it for a bit longer this time, and obviously we'll be seeing soon what sort of opponents will be coming through to her at that 115-pound weight class or strawweight. Now there are a couple of options, some that I will mention in a moment. I just want to give massive props to her. Commiserations obviously to Weili Zhang. Disappointing for you obviously, but we know that, you know, you're not seriously injured, you will come back stronger, and you might get obviously a chance at some point for another title fight with obviously Rose. But for now, Rose can enjoy that, relish it, keep telling herself she's the best, and enjoy it. And I hope you guys liked that fight, because I certainly did. It's a shame it wasn't on for a bit longer, but you know, nonetheless, it's great to see such dominance in the ring from male or female fighters alike. UFC 26 Vegas just happened May the 8th, and Marina Rodriguez, she just successfully beat Michelle Watson from America. So Marina is obviously Brazilian, and she's in the flyweight division. She was one of the main events of the night, and she obviously won that fight. So she obviously wants a title shot, but she probably won't get that shot, because you've got number 3 ranked Shannon, and number 4 ranked Carla Esparza to collide obviously later this month. So not sure what's going to happen there. She might get a chance now that she's actually won, Marina, but we shall see. But you know, more than likely it's going to be either Jan or Carla, so we'll see what happens there. Obviously, once I find out, I'll let you know. Obviously, you've also got other options with Joanna, who I mentioned before from 2017, who obviously Rose beat for the first time, or she could fight Zhang again. So we'll find out. Obviously, I hope it's going to potentially be Marina, but we will see. you know how it is UFC. They change their minds, and sometimes it's the fighters who want to fight someone else, or they just hold off and want to keep the belt for a while and not even fight. So anyway, I hope you obviously liked the review there for Rose, and congratulations again to Rose and commiserations to Zhang. Looking forward to seeing both of you fight again, and maybe coming back to blows in the not so distant future. So yep, let's move on to the next topic, and obviously that's going to be for flyweight title fight for the Bullet, as she's known, Valentina Shevchenko, where she absolutely dominated Jessica Andrade for a TKO victory. So this was expected to be one of the most difficult title defences for Valentina, and this is her 5th defence, by the way, of the 125-pound title. Shevchenko, 21-3. I'll be honest with you, she smashed it. It was so easy for her to beat the previous strawweight champion, Jessica, 21-9, and she completely dominated on the ground. And you know what she said at the end of the fight is, I like to confuse and surprise my opponents, and I'm not always going to be predictable. Doing the same thing as in, like, for example, just doing purely stand-up. And obviously, you know, with regards to Valentina, she's 33, by the way, if you don't know, and she flipped the script early by taking the fight to the ground, and you know, all 5 attempts in round 1 ended with her controlling Andrade from the top position. So it wasn't a surprise to anyone that she was gonna, you know, win, but the domination was very, very surprising. So outside of the body punches from the standing clinch, Jessica was barely able to like muster any offense. You know, the Brazilian didn't really do much at all, to be honest. It was I was quite surprised at just how easy it was for Valentina just to dominate her. I'm not disrespecting her in any way, but it was like, we know Jessica is a previous champ and is a very tough cookie, and the way Valentina just completely took her out with such ease, you know, she was definitely a different class. And you know, in the second round, she took her down, you know, a couple of times with no struggle whatsoever. And obviously, as we saw, Valentina secured a crucifix position to trap Jessica's arms, and obviously left her face open to pretty much non-defended strikes. And that's why her face and her head were so bloody when they obviously, the ref stopped them, because as Valentina, she said, when I saw the blood, I knew it was inevitable, and then she had to go hard until that stoppage. So, you know, great 2 rounds, very, very impressive. I'd like to send my congratulations and massive respect to Valentina, and commiserations, obviously, to Jessica. Obviously, as a result of this win, you know, and considering the gap between Shevchenko and everyone else at 125-pound weight, the next fight for her, well, you know, who's it going to be? Obviously, it could be Namajunas at the strawweight, because obviously she beat Zhang. Or it could be potentially a move up into different weight class and a trilogy fight against Amanda Nunes, you know, the current champion of the featherweight and bantamweight division. So, you know, that one could be very exciting. However, Dana White has cited that fight's not going to happen. He did go on to say that if both women really wanted it, he would make it happen. But, you know, Valentina apparently doesn't seem that keen, but it makes sense for her to do it, because at the end of the day, any fighter, or most fighters, want to go up in weight classes or down if they can, and try and dominate in other areas, because if they're sitting at the top, it's boring. And at the end of the day, like when you're resting and relaxing, there's no challenge, you don't get any better. If anything, it's bad for you, because you're complacent and you get a bit lazy and sloppy, and then someone new comes in and they take it from you. So it's about survival of the fittest and being alpha, and to be alpha, you must always still practice what you preach, and you can't be just chilling at the top, not challenging yourself. So we'll look out to see what happens there with obviously those potential fights. Let me know in the comment section below, guys, what you think about obviously for Rose's next challengers, and also for Valentina. Do you think Rose and Valentina will have a go, or will Valentina and Nunes be next? And again, the three to four people I mentioned who could challenge Rose What do you think about that? Leave your comments in the section below and let me know what you think. For me personally, I'd like to see these two go head to head, you know, Rose and Valentina. That'd be quite an interesting fight. Is it going to happen? I don't know, but we shall see. So let me know what you think in the comment section below. Obviously, congratulations to these two ladies. Great night, great performances in both of you. Thank you very much for putting on such a good show. And obviously that leads me to wrap up for UFC 262. So obviously that's coming up on May the 16th, and that's going to be at the Toyota Center in Houston, obviously Texas, America. And you obviously got the main event there being the vacant lightweight championship, the vacant belt, obviously with Oliveira and Chandler, because as we know, Khabib has retired, so that belt is open. That's the main event. You've also got Ferguson and Dariush as well. I hope I pronounced that one correct. I'm not too familiar with this guy, but we'll do some more research into him. And also Edwards and Diaz, they've been rescheduled for the next UFC because apparently there's an undisclosed injury, so Diaz had to pull out from this one, and he won't compete again till June the 12th. Best wishes, Diaz. Get better soon, and hopefully we'll be seeing you in the next June the 12th UFC. So guys and girls, if you liked today's video, as always, please remember to leave a like, comment and subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you all soon. Amigo and Finis, signing out.